Oh yeah, oh yeah. Ah, it is the sound of live. Yes, it is that time. Okay, and here we are for another episode of microraver builds. Microraver builds, and he also does a work in progress explanation of things that he's working on. And his work in progress today, he's going to talk about weathering on the Gladiator. What is the Gladiator, you might ask? Well, for those of you who do not know, it is part of the Maschinen Krieger Mac world. Those of you who do know will enjoy this work in progress episode because it is a fun part. It is the fun and most exciting part to me in a lot of ways. For painting, yeah. And what other things are we going to talk about? Ooh, yeah, I made a note. I made a note to myself. Cracked paint and rust. Okay. Cracked paint and rust. Cracked paint and rust. Okay. We're also going to be doing an unboxing halfway through. And that is it, folks, for the intro. I don't know. Maybe I have to work on that some more. Where'd everybody go? All right. Let's load up the old monitor here. I did get a like. Thank you, person who liked. And then what, ran away? No. Am I still streaming? I should be up and going. Yes, here it is. And yes, here it is. Hey, hi. Hello, hi, Cutie Gamer. Thank you for joining me. And this is the first person, actually, who has kind of visibly shown themselves. So anyway, thanks. Here, we'll put you up on the front here. Feel free to pipe in anytime, Cutie Gamer 444, and thanks for the like. I hope you subscribed, and don't forget there should be a card up in the top right corner for you to take a look at for the midstream choice. So, sorry, excuse me. Got to kill the audio monitor. Oh, all these things I have to learn about with live streaming. So, anyway, let's get going. Where are we today? Okay. So let's take a look quickly at the progress. I am stoked with what's been going on lately. Let's just say the progress on this Wintermute kit has been astounding. I normally I thought would take me at least a year to complete. And here it is 2 weeks later since I started this live stream. And I am actually, days away from being happy with this, which is awesome. So where have I gone to lately? This is kind of the detail painting, and I did a little bit of the weathering. And for those of you who know about the hairspray technique I've been kind of wanting to work on, finally get a chance to get a chance to work on it. So, but before I get into the hairspray and weathering technique, I just want to show you quickly what I did on the rocket launcher here. So there we go. And for those of you who are wondering what 2885 is, if anybody can tell me if anybody can tell me what that number means, please tell me. If not, I'll tell you right now. It's a certain date, let's just say. a significant date in the whole. But that's it. You know, I don't know what to say other than I don't know too much because I don't read a lot of Japanese. Anyway, so there's a rocket launcher, and just added some black that scratched that date in, and add some more realism. I gave this little front hatch. If anybody has worked on this thing, it's a bit of a mystery as to the function of this thing. So if anybody knows what this is, please tell me. And I think it's a light. But then again, it could be something else. A scanner. But it's on the front. It's got a handle. And I painted the interior of this thing. So there's the kangaroo. This is Australian. J. Not too much work on the engine compartment at this point. I have... what did I do? I painted the strut here black, and that's it. Pointing instrument. Let's see, what else have I done? Oh, look, with this kit, for those of you who've never built one of these things, it's for the most part a snap kit, which is awesome because if you don't glue these parts, you can actually, after assembling, painting, and everything, you can still take them off and work on them. So I have removed the muffler, and I'm going to be, or I have already. Oh, Cutie Gamer asks, why is this age restricted? Oh, I may swear and things go wrong, so I might actually say something bad. So it's okay, don't worry. I can read all kinds of weird spellings, so no worries. Yeah, that's basically why I put the age restricted on. And well, the whole Maschinen Krieger as well, to tell you the truth, it is an adult, kind of an adult genre. So there's, believe it or not, nudity with some of the resin cast figures, and if I'll be doing any of those. And secondly, well, you can't monetize when the thing's age restricted. So that's just, you know, I'm not in it for the money. So whatever, it's one of those things. Anyway, in case I do, but I don't swear a lot. Honestly, I don't. Anyway, that's why it's age restricted. Getting back to the build now. Yeah, you can see where the muffler was. That's a very exciting part. What other things can I talk about that I worked on since the last video? I think you saw the blue stripe and getting the colors. The cockpit, I haven't worked on too much lately, other than some red trim, and the figure is pretty much done. Anyway. Alrighty, so that's that. Oh, a question mark from Cutie. Yes, what's the question? Oh, it's nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. Anyway, so are you do you model? Are you a modeler yourself? Anyway. That's it. So, what other things? Oh, now that's the top part of this. Okay. Oh, that's weird. What's going on? Oh, I dropped something here. Anyway, this is kind of cool. My very first visitor. Anyway, now this aspect, I really have, I don't know what to say. It's challenging. I have begun experimenting with the weathering of this whitewash, and we'll stick the pod on. And so with this thing, you know, I've started the weathering and wear process, and I've also dealt with some of those seam lines, yeah. So you can see here where I've used, now what's gone on the last couple of days, I've left this sit and the whitewash sat on top of the hairspray for at least, 2 days, right? And it didn't come off with just regular water as they said it was supposed to. Regular just water and a paintbrush, you can scrub off that white. So that was not coming off. So what I decided to do was start using a little bit of solvent and experimenting with adding water and solvent and Q-tip, cotton swab. And these are, these are some of the results, which are not too bad. So I don't know. If you're into realistic weathering, this is something that I am striving to achieve here. So quite happy. I should glue that. Quite happy with how this is turning out. You have a lot of control over how this whitewash comes off, and I've done a bit of scratching and scraping. Now, an unfortunate or fortunate thing, or something that happens, is that you add so much solvent that you actually get right back down to the plastic. So you've gone through 3 layers of something. And what happens then? Well, I've used that opportunity to kind of consider it as a major wear area. And I have gone back in and added silver. So I've tried that on the actual foot pod here, and that is kind of making it look as if the silver of the actual metal of the pod is showing through. So that, although right now at this point a lot of that silver that I've put on, I can tell you, is a little too hot for me, a little too bright. So I'm gonna add a toner and dull that down. So anyway, how are we doing? Everybody still with me? Still there, cutie gamer? And anybody else? No, there's 2 people here, me and maybe just me and me now at this point. It's okay. There you go. So I've kind of tried different weathering on the legs at this point, but I'm not really all that happy with it. I have to think a little bit more about the logic of this weathering, which is very important. I think, if anything, using a kind of logic really helps to add to the realism. I mean, other than a kind of natural weathering, if it's not that, then it's something that it's added to. So anyway, how are we doing on time? Running into a quarter after. Okay, I'll focus a little bit more on maybe the rusting and the aging and weathering that I got into. Yes, that's something neat. So for people who have been looking at my Instagram feed, I have been working on different aspects of this. And this weathering is of the muffler. And I have gone ahead here and done tried to get a rust wash on this at this point. I wonder what that, right now it looks a little, like I said, you could detach the muffler, so that's nice. I can work on it. But you can see that it's, I don't know, maybe a little bit too dramatic, too bright. Which is okay, because I'm going to put another overlay on this of whitewash, because the story goes this muffler, as it heats, it boils the paint off, it flakes the paint off, and they repaint it, but it still rusts underneath when it gets wet, and et cetera, et cetera. So looking at some in-use tanks or whatever, cars that you have rust on the muffler, which is not improbable. This whole thing, though, that's about all the rust I'm going to put on this Gladiator, because the rest of it's Probably made of some aluminum alloy. I don't know, that silvery thing that doesn't rust. The Snowman doesn't have rust. A little bit of oil on the motor, but that's about it. Well, that's so neat. I love how the washes and everything, just as you add layers upon layers, you know, you're looking at olive drab base, hairspray on this, whitewash on this, scrape down, wash down, then this rust base coat, and then on top of this another layer. I want to put a layer of whitewash that has a look of cracked paint, and that is something that I do not know how to do at this point, but let me tell you, by tomorrow there will be white peeling cracked paint. I know that there's something called water glass that you can have that, and basically cracked paint is where you have a layer of oil based over a water based paint, and that those two things interact, and when the oil dries it hardens. Something to do with that kind of chemical reaction. So I'm going to do some research and show you what white peeling cracked paint looks like on this muffler tomorrow. Promise. So anyway, there's the bottom. There is, this thing definitely needs to get some black in the muffler exhaust. So just for shits and giggles, let's see what this looks like on the body itself. And if it is on the body, I would be sure to add drippy drips. Oh, you know what? Not too bad. Not too bad. So there. So there. Look at that. My. Not too bad. Eh? Oh, look at that. That looks cool. Oh, cool factor. Very, very, very high on these model kits. So, and like I said, and I might have mentioned it before earlier on, but you know, the build out of this is pretty fast. That being said, I am probably going to get the, I'm going to move on to the camel. Shh, I didn't say that. But yeah, before I do a diorama, I'm going to probably get to work on the camel. But anyway, this for now is getting very close to finishing. By tomorrow, we're going to be looking at a lot more of the same weathering I did on the legs. I'm going to match everything up and try to think more about getting a good look. I've been, let's put this up here. I have been using a lot of reference books, and if anybody, I don't endorse anything. I paid the $69.99. It's not cheap. It's pretty good. It's okay. And Abteilung is a brand of oil. Squadron, I think, is pumping this stuff out. But here, I don't know if I'd shown people this, but this is a tank that's been done with a, not the same. See, the thing is on this is just kind of weird. It's kind of referenced, but it's not been done the same way. This is done with an additive type of weathering. So they actually add oil paint to the, but just to look as a reference for what a tank with whitewash looked like. And the oil stains, snow, etc., etc. So yeah, I kind of glance at this a little. I try not to get too informed by these reference books, especially if you're looking at, you know, somebody's painting of something. Then your purists would only reference photographs, and of course, the photographs from the era were black and white. So how do you do color? I guess you had to have been there. Anyway, we are coming up to that time. Yes, we are. So thank you for the work in progress and bearing with me. I'm going to go on a bit of a break now, 10-minute break, while I get ready for... Did anybody vote? How's the voting going? Here, let me look at voting. Oh, auto unboxing. There you go. Vote now, but we're gonna unbox. This is Meng's Jeep Rubicon Anniversary Edition. As sold to you by $91.95. No, that was not a cheap kit. But anyway. Okay. We are back. We are back. And we are here to unbox. Okay. We're going to look at the auto unboxing. And it's in front of us here. The Meng Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 2-door 10th anniversary edition. Jeep. What scale is this? 1/24th scale. What do you know? Not quite a Krieger scale. That's a car scale. I love this box art. Yeah. Meng, I do believe, has got it nailed with their boxes, because at all times I love checking it out when I'm perusing the shelves at the local hobby store. What stands out? Sometimes the box art really helps sell a product, because what do we want? We want to see what it could be. And a painting, yeah. I think this is definitely been painted. If I could find don't see the artist's name on here. It's probably searchable anyway. I'd always love to mention them. Coming in at you, what year did this come out? I think this is about 2 years old, I believe, 2016. When they came out with this. I don't know if it, yeah, here we go. Oh my goodness, it was only last year. It was only last year. This thing's hot, brand new off the shelf. No wonder that, yeah, okay. No, I didn't look at it on eBay, but it was one of those spur of the moment purchases, which is, I think when I saw the white version of this, I really just kind of said, I want to build this one. I want, not the blue one, the white one. And there's a reason why, which I might get into later. I'll put, how about this? I'll put a link up there. And if you really want to know the reason why I have bought the Jeep Rubicon Meng kit and paid my, can't focus. That's, and paid my $91.95 for this. You'll see why. But what other things can I mention about looking at the box? It, of course, gives a paint scheme here. AK Interactive made the paint according to AK Interactive. Not too familiar with that brand. I'm just at this point, Tamiya Vallejo. The price, as you probably would guess, though, is to get the rights to use the Jeep. Most popular vehicle model kits come in a little more pricier, even though you don't get much more in terms of like plastic or parts or anything. It's just a little. The shape, it's unbelievable. So yeah, anyway, of course, Meng is out of China, and I think are definitely doing up a fine providing a fine product to the market around the world. Yeah. Here we have it. Lots of English here. Everything for North American. Wrangler Jeep 2-door 10th anniversary. Don't know too much, really, even though I do have a small one of these. The Rubicon came out, and I think basically it was the fenders, these big kind of plasticky fenders they put on the Wrangler that gave it the and then of course named it and then branded it. Basically, whatever things they did to it are strictly whatever, but marketing. And I'm sure they sold a shitload of these. Good for them, eh? Willis from the war. Yeah, eh? Think about that, right? The Jeep. It's nasty origins. It's not nasty. War's not nasty. War's war. Here's the instruction manual. And, yeah, actually, no, I know it. And does a great job with their manuals, of course. And this is in Chinese and English. And Russian. Right. So well, all the tools one might need. And laid out, numbered. So let's do a quick compared to that T90 I built. This looks like a walk in the park, quite honestly. So starting off with the breaker rotors, and I think this is what FYI about this kit. People will say, and it's up to you, but be forewarned, this is a curbside kit. What's that, you might ask? Well, they don't provide the engine model here for you to build, and you can't open the hood, so you can do everything on the exterior except for the engine, I guess. So that's it. I'm missing some. Maybe there's a resin kit out there for a 1/24th Jeep Rubicon. There might be, but that's up to you. What's under the hood of your? Oh, I have a fusion reactor. What's that thing Iron Man has in his chest? What do they call that thing? You open up the hood and there's this glowing LED. Oh, hi. My name is Elon. I'm from the future. We always knew you. We always knew it. Oh, the tires, right? And of course, you know, these are kind of cool because they're actually kind of skivvy, squashing your head. So yeah, rubber tires. I know that's oops. Give me a thing. And real live springs, man. Real live springs. Yeah. So that's kind of a neat part of the build. Not too many people here are into building automobiles. Myself, not so much. I have one that I started, never really finished. This one, as I told you why I would buy such a thing. But I did have a passion for radio-controlled scale vehicles, so perhaps there's some part of me that wants to build this deep down. But of course, this is merely an unboxing. This is far away from being a WIP. No way. No, not going to touch this. Too nice. It's too nice a kit to start and not finish in a nice build. Oh yeah, here's the. As you can see, this sprue layout is not too bad. Not too bad. Oh, something's gone down over there. The screen's gone dark. Where was I? Oh yeah, looking at the instruction manual, and oh, here's the paint scheme. If you want to do this, oh, look, the white Rubicon with the hard top. I'm gonna do the white Rubicon without, with the door. No, I don't know. Anyway, I wonder if it's optional. Anyway, two choices: white and blue. Let's take a quick look at the sprue. Red interior, that's the base, so let's get started. And the hood is of this bluey, the blue hood of the Jeep. Oh, 7 slatted grill. That's what you pay for. And as always, I will say it is of a high quality grade mold with Meng. Kind of like a tank. I guess that would be the tub. There are the how do you say it? The trademarked, the signature Rubicon fenders, plasticky matte fenders. Yeah, the rest of the sprues are molded in this kind of flat matte black. Not bad. Do a lot with that. You don't have to bother worrying about your prime, I guess. Oh, what's this? Oh, here's some little bits and pieces. Bits and pieces. Most likely, what do we got there? Are those parts of the steering, I guess? And I do believe that looks like the transmission. Yeah, case. And, sorry. Look what I'm showing you. Yeah, etc. Oh, speaking of mufflers. Oh, wouldn't this... I just had a flash of doing a... doing an old rusty Jeep. No. Flash forward 2,885. How many years later? Yeah. Maybe nothing left. What you guys running around in insect-shaped tanks. There you go. Ta-da. Ta-da, ta-da. 8:43. Oh my goodness, 15 minutes of unboxing. Is that enough of this Jeep? What would I say? I'm looking forward to this build. I wouldn't pay $90 if I were you for this. I would probably be thinking about when this kit hits $40, I'd pick one up. But it was just cause I don't know why I did it. Did it for the nookie. That's why I did it. Anyway, so let me wrap this up here for the unboxing. I give this a 5. Yeah, man, 5 out of 5 for unboxing. The build, oh, that's another story. We'll see how it goes together one day. All right, let's put this guy back in the box. Well, here are the decals. Yes, let's not forget the decals and some silver bits. So yeah, don't lose those. Okay, so let's get into a little bit. What I wanted to kind of look into is the rusting, and the next step about this rust thing I'm doing on the mufflers. It's going to be really cool. Here, check this out. I'm going to work on this over here, and I'm gonna switch over as we go into close-up mode to another mic system here. Is that better? I can't even hear myself. I can't. I hope this is better, and I hope this isn't making all kinds of weird mic noise. So let's forget about this stupid thing. Let's put this over here, and we're just going to hope that this mic is working. I think it is. It's hard to say. Can you hear me? I'll try monitoring it over here. Maybe you can hear it. Monitoring it over here. Maybe. Yeah, you can. Bit of a delay. But okay. Let's zoom in. You know. And yeah, let's talk a bit more about this rusting I'm going to be doing. And let me get this up on the board here. Oh, I forgot the springs. Shoot, these springs. Here, I'll put them there. Remind me if I put those springs back. You know those springs? Here, I'll zoom in. Actually, it's neat. There, much better. Is that close enough? Too bad I couldn't get a better zoom, but maybe one day. Yeah, so, okay, there, we've got this happening now. This is odd. I'm looking at it from Bit of a delay, but that's okay. Here's the muffler. And I have the rust on it at this point. Let's put this down. I can't see them on right. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's better. We'll tilt this down some more. Better. I think that's better. You can see this now. With this, what I wanted to talk about now that we finally got everything set up is I've used this product before, and I don't know if people have seen it. But we are, oh, this is from Vallejo. It is Textura de Oxido Rust Texture. You gotta mute that sound. So this is everybody can see this. I'm gonna apply this now. What this really is about is texture, and like I had said, what I've got happening on here is is a base coat, but it's unfortunate that I didn't put the rust on top of this. But the kind of idea is this has got some sand or something in it, and I don't know, I should have put this on before. Its instructions are, hold on, rust texture reviews in the rough texture of rusted surfaces of abandoned vehicles and metal constructions. Apply with a brush. So I've used it before, and maybe next time if I need to put rust texture, I'll use it before I put the orange base coat down here. So if not, I can go ahead and put a little bit on and then paint orange over it again. And perhaps there's some texture underneath. Anyway, texture is something that again adds realism, and I'm not quite sure. I think the scale of this is pretty good to use. You guys want to see what this stuff looks like? Here, I'll show you. Just grab, it's a water-based product, so you can just use water to thin it out with. And just don't use a nice brush. That's all I can say. You can just use a yeah, I'm sure if you can wash this stuff out pretty good. Use whatever brush you want. I am going to use, what brush am I going to use? I wish I had one that wasn't so big. Oh, time to buy another brush. I didn't say that. Here's a not so nice brush that I might like to use. This one has been beat up. And so give this thing a good shake. And go grab a stick. Oh, that's a nice texture stick. Oh, it's been a while. Oh my goodness, that thing is sealed tighter than, ooh, yuck. Actually, it's a pretty good color. It's a nice kind of, well, I can feel the grit in it. There. You can hear that. So it just looks like a dark, kind of a dark brown, which is okay. I'm going to put a little tiny bit, and I'll show you what happens when you oh, so it actually, you can see that provides a, not too bad at all. Actually, maybe I'll just go ahead and tap it in here. So, of course, here we go. The old, I can't focus this thing without getting my stupid fingers in the way. How's that? Holding it. Okay, here we go. So this is the bottom part, and I'll just, that's kind of ugly. I have to work on that anyway, so I'll put a bit of this rust texture. So you just kind of dab that mofo stuff in there like that. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, so, and hopefully you get enough of here. Get enough of those chunks. Give it a good shake, and yeah, that's probably enough, and it will provide a dark, kind of a dark base at this point. You see that washes out to a, I would call that a raw umber, earth tone, and that in itself looks pretty good as a base. I was talking about dulling the whole thing down anyway, so there you have it. I'll just use the Vallejo and a little bit of water, and next thing you know, you're playing away on this. Yeah, there's not much texture on the brush now. Here, you won't see this, but let's put a little bit on the back. Look at that, eh? Oh, I kind of like this stuff. Yeah, it's been a while since I used this product, and I used a bit on my M48. Maybe one day we'll do a WIP. Am I finished with that one? Almost. So, oh, I like that. I think it's actually, we'll just kind of leave that as such. Oh my goodness. Water effects. Bloop. Don't worry, it's just water. Yeah. Does it look real? Well, after a certain point, you ask yourself, it's hyper real actually. If I could talk about that in a weird sort of way, and that's okay. There is a lot of expressionistic style of work that can happen in the world, as long as you look for it. You know what? I think that's enough for today. Thank you, everybody, for coming out and joining the microraver build. Let's get this thing up. Oh, don't fall over. Yeah, I like to keep this. Oh, it's dripping. Hate it. Oh, needs one more stick. Oh, one more stick. Oh, mayhem, mastery, full duggery. Oh God, please don't mess up. Here, I want to leave this in a nice position so it can dry. That's the thing about these washes. You have to kind of make sure that they are suspended in a way that the wash dries naturally. So, you know, if you can, all can see that here. I will let that little thing go. So, all right. Oh, okay. You here? Oh, thanks. Did you, Okay. Anyway, how am I? Sorry, I missed that. I'm fine, and that's it. I didn't see your podcast, but anyway, I didn't see your message. But thanks for joining me. And there we have the rusted muffler with texture and stuff. So hopefully that was fun and informative. Come back tomorrow. We're gonna have pretty much all the weathering done on the Gladiator. Snowman's done, mechanic's done, maybe a bit of tweaking, and you know what? I'm probably going to be looking at least the camel. Yeah. Another Maschinen Krieger, cool build. This is a kit from Hasegawa. And yeah. Oh my shit. These spectacles, I cannot see without them. Don't forget them. So yeah, anyway, remember everyone. Yeah, I'm there. Yes, I'm here. I'm here. All right, okay, but I'm leaving now. Thanks for showing up. Subscribe and like. Good night, good morning, and peace out.